Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. What I wanted to tell you guys today is that it's important to pay attention, especially in the ending of a relationship, to the things that are happening and the way that you are being led to move intuitively. I'm talking about in the last couple years of the wind down of any relationship, whether it is a marriage or it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife or your partner or your spouse or a friendship even, you will notice that you may move differently. And it's something that I took into account. And I just finished up with a client. We were talking about this as we had been assessing the behavior shifts that she had felt prompted to make. And it reminded me of the things that I also felt prompted to do in the last couple years of an unhealthy relationship winding down. And two big tells I had is that the home that I had once felt very welcomed in, the home that I would say 50% of the stuff in it was from when I lived adjacent to the friendship that broke up. I gave her a lot of my furniture and stuff. So literally microwave, everything, stuff in that home is from me. So it wasn't just like the home that I felt welcome to. It was the home that I, in my emotional way and in my actual way, helped to build. I didn't feel welcome to. So the last 2 years I visited that friend, I ended up in an Airbnb. Very odd. And she loved to gossip and triangulate and tell me what everybody that I could have given one single care about felt about me. But I remember her saying to me, like, the girls at work think it's so odd, specifically one girl at work thinks it's so odd that you are doing that. And it was weird because I thought it was odd that I was doing that as well. And the reason that I was doing that was because even though I understood fully what was going on, I was still trying to suppress the denial about it. And in doing so, what I did was I subconsciously, though my higher self and our higher selves always know, and I started to even remove myself, even when on vacation, literally going only to that place and state to visit with that person. I found myself in Airbnbs that were as far away from her home as I could possibly be and still be within the city. Literally, that happened. Okay, where I felt the need to be in a hotel, or I felt the need to be in an Airbnb. I felt the need to kind of like really get myself to be in a place of pushing back and having some distance. And the reason that I did that is because my angels and my higher self knew that I could not trust this person. There was something skittish and skittery and off, and it was weird because this was someone I had known for many years. Our bodies will always talk to us, and it was absolutely replicated that it was not that it was replicated, but it was confirmed that I had made the right choices and that I had done the right thing. I remember one year coming in and calling her, knowing that I'm coming. Now imagine this: someone's coming to your house, you know they're coming, they're driving for various miles and whatnot, and not just various, like 8 hours, an 8 to 9 hour drive with the way I drive, Miss Daisy, 12 hours. So a very long drive to get to her home. She knew I was coming. Anybody's going to be ready for a guest. She was not only not ready, she had me wait and wait and wait. And I remember being on the phone with my bestie and being like, this is crazy, because I was at Trader Joe's just trying to kill time and doing all of that. But she knew I was coming, but still didn't have a reception for me. And I thought, that's peculiar. This is a one off. This hasn't happened in 18, 20 years that we've been friends. But there were very strong forces around her that she had definitely succumbed to that were influencing that behavior. Even if it was haphazard and she wasn't cognitively thinking, our higher selves were getting ready for the separation. The following year when I returned, and I know you think, you Demi, why would you go back after that? Well, because I chalked it up to just, weirdness with a friend, bad behavior. I knew she was dealing with addictions. I figured she'd party too hard, whatever. But the thing here that I noticed is the following year, the same thing happened, except this time access was not granted to her house, which had me make sure that I had a backup as a hotel and had all of that stuff booked. So I waited and waited and waited before I was even allowed in. And you see what I mean by that? My higher self understood that I needed backup plans with this person that had once been comfortable in home, because not only was it rude and all the other things we could say, but it was our energies, our 5D selves understanding that something is very wrong here. I was no longer welcomed, and that was a clear message that I received, because I wouldn't treat a dog that way. I'm incredibly hospitable. It's Leo, fifth house. That's kind of my jam. It's kind of my energy. Third, life path 3. I want my guests to feel completely welcomed and enfolded, and they have their favorite things waiting for them and whatever. And the people that I love have often treated me that way. This is a person who had once done that as well. But when we no longer were vibrationally aligned, all of the things that I found great comfort began to be terrible, jagged warning signs. I had a lot of symbology and energy about run, leave, this is dangerous, animal totems, all kinds of things. And you guys have heard me talk about it, but pay attention to the way that you're moving or the person that you love is moving, because there are a lot of tells in our body language and our behaviors, and also in the dissemination and structure of the patterns that we had established that were well-worn grooves. When those no longer become the familiar path, what you will find yourself doing is really treating the person that you're standing there looking at as somebody that you used to know. They become a stranger before your eyes. The essence, their purity evaporates, and everything in you screams protection. Fight or flight is real. And I am not the fighter, right? I will fight you cerebrally. I will fight you energetically. I will fight spiritual warfare. But I'm not going to be in an energetic space physically with someone who is pushing, pushing, and pushing away. Pay attention to that. A lot of us stay in relationships and override that. I did, right? That first year that I couldn't get into her house after she knew that I was driving 9-10 hours to get there should have been my tell, right? But because I had overridden it with love, I decided that I was looking too far into it. I was not. She was into the thick of it in a situation that would transform all of our lives forever. But my angels gave me plenty of heads up, and I started to pay attention. The second time I was there, they did not have to bludgeon me over the head with the lesson. Every single thing she did creeped me out. And I never felt that way before. And the reason they allowed me to be that in touch is because they said, now we have your attention. Now you're listening. When Wasp showed up and other animal totems in her bedroom and bathroom showed up, I thought, and insect totems, I thought, I hear you, angels. When birds slammed into the wall and the window repeatedly, I hear you, angels. When her body language after dinner shifted, I paid attention. I no longer second guessed what was right before my eyes, because the lies were uncovering right before my eyes and the truth was being revealed. The same is true for you. Pay attention to that person that you're second guessing and wondering about. You are getting a lot of confirmation and information from your angels and ancestors. It's all in the body language, the movements, and the things that they are and are not saying. Anyway, so good to share some energy with you guys today. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.